Hello, Lisa. Welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So, lovelies, I came across this video on my For You, and I thought to share with you guys, where the sister actually shared a very interesting historical background regarding this new FBI elect. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational purposes, informative purposes, and some historical thing that they have actually refused to teach us in school. And even if we were taught in school, we were probably not actually taught the whole thing. All right,
American history is trying to repeat itself, and we must do whatever is necessary to stop it from happening. Because if you've been paying attention to any of my history lessons, you should know by now and understand how despicable and depraved this country's history actually is. This is Patel. It's important to understand what it means now that Patel is the new director of the FBI, because he is nothing more than a wannabe J. Edgar Hoover. I guess nobody told him that he's actually not a cross-dressing old white man, but I digress. Patel publicly vowed to get revenge on all those that opposed his master, Trump. Just a year ago, the FBI stated that white terrorist groups were the biggest threat to the U.S. democracy. However, with the new administration, that will no longer be their focus. Instead, this administration seeks to go back to the days of COINTELPRO. In order to fully understand what is coming, I must break down what COINTELPRO is. COINTELPRO, aka the Counterintelligence Program, was a covert and often illegal FBI program aimed at surveilling, infiltrating, discrediting, and disrupting domestic political organizations in the United States. It was officially active from 1956 to 1971, though similar tactics continued beyond its official termination. COINTELPRO was launched in '56 under FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, one of the worst human beings ever to live, and this was in response to the Communist Party. Hoover feared that communists were infiltrating and influencing American society, so the FBI sought to neutralize their activities through surveillance, harassment, and propaganda. Does this sound familiar? It should. I want to make sure that you understand also what a communist is, so let me give you a definition. A communist is someone who supports or advocates for communism, which is a political and economic ideology based on common ownership of the means of production, the absence of social classes, and the elimination of private property. Now, in '56, the program officially begins, focusing on the Communist Party. Tactics include infiltration of the communist group, planting informants, and spreading false information to sow distrust among its members. From '59 to '60, however, the FBI expands its operations to the civil rights organizations and activists who were suspected of communist ties. As the civil rights movement gained momentum, COINTELPRO shifted its focus to black leaders. The FBI sought to prevent the rise of what J. Edgar Hoover called a black messiah who could unify black Americans because, oh my God, whatever would we do if they were united? The FBI viewed Martin Luther King as a dangerous radical due to his leadership in the civil rights movement. Hoover called King the most dangerous Negro in America. You know, the one who was all about nonviolence. The FBI wiretapped his phones and hotel rooms, hoping to find evidence of extramarital affairs that they could blackmail him with. In '64, they sent King an anonymous letter urging him to take his own life before receiving the Nobel Peace Prize. Then there was Malcolm X. As the leader of the Nation of Islam and later an independent black nationalist, Malcolm X was heavily surveilled by the FBI. Many suspect the FBI infiltration played a crucial role in the circumstances leading up to Malcolm X's assassination in '65. And then the Black Panther Party. The Black Panther Party was one of the primary targets of COINTELPRO because of its militant stance against police brutality and its influence on black communities. The FBI used extreme measures to dismantle the group. Black unity is a threat. Ooh, I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. The FBI sent fake letters and messages to different Panther factions, causing suspicion and infighting to attempt to weaken the party. They also used the media. The FBI worked with mainstream media to paint the Panthers as violent criminals, ignoring their community programs like free breakfast for children and the healthcare initiatives. And then, ultimately, they got violent. On December 4th, 1969, Chicago Black Panther leader Fred Hampton was assassinated in his bed while sleeping during an FBI-coordinated police raid. The FBI had an informant, William O'Neill, infiltrate Hampton's inner circle and provide a map of his apartment. The police fired nearly 100 shots, while only one shot was fired by the Panthers in response. They massacred an entire building of innocent people. And this massacre was all sanctioned by the U.S. government. Evidence clearly showed that Hampton was also drugged, and the FBI helped to cover up the murder. They didn't stop there. The Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, also known as SNCC, was another major target of COINTELPRO. The FBI spread false information that SNCC members were communists or violent extremists. The goal was to undermine public support for the movement. Many organizations suspected members of being informants, leading to splits and disunity. The targeted assassinations, imprisonment, and defamation of black leaders weakened the fight for black liberation. One of the best examples of this is what they did to Huey P. Newton, who would end up spending most of the civil rights movement in jail on false charges. COINTELPRO, in collaboration with the local police in Oakland, California, played a critical role in the repeated arrest, legal harassment, and eventual downfall of Huey P. Newton, the co-founder of the Black Panther Party. The FBI under J. Edgar Hoover viewed the Black Panther Party as one of the greatest threats to the U.S. national security and sought to neutralize its leadership through surveillance, infiltration, and legal persecution. The Oakland Police Department, known for its hostility towards the Panthers, was often used as a direct tool of this repression. The initial targeting of Huey P. Newton and the Black Panther Party were targeted from the moment the organization began policing the police in Oakland in '66. How dare you try to protect your community? The Panthers' practice of open carrying firearms while monitoring the police behavior put them in direct confrontation with law enforcement. The FBI labeled the Black Panther Party as a black extremist group, placing them under heavy surveillance. The OPD, with backing from COINTELPRO, used arrests, intimidation, and fabricated charges to disrupt Newton's activism. One of the most significant events in Newton's persecution was his '67 arrest for the killing of Oakland police officer John Frey. October 28, 1967, Newton was pulled over by Officer Frey, who called for backup. A confrontation ensued, resulting in a shootout. Officer Frey was killed and another officer, Herbert Haynes, was wounded. Newton was shot in the stomach but survived. Newton was charged with first-degree murder despite conflicting evidence about who fired the shots. The FBI and OPD used this case as an opportunity to imprison and silence Newton, knowing his absence would weaken the Panthers. The case sparked the famous Free Huey movement, bringing national and international attention to the Black Panther Party. Their unlawful attack on Huey backfired on them immediately, and everybody knew overnight who the Black Panther Party was. However, the FBI still worked with local police to portray Newton as a violent criminal rather than a political leader. They monitored and disrupted Free Huey protests using informants to incite violence and discredit the movement. Newton was convicted in '68 and sentenced to 2 to 15 years in prison. In 1970, after multiple appeals and public pressure, his conviction was overturned and he was released. Even after Newton's release, COINTELPRO and the OPD continued to target Huey and Bobby Seale. Black activism was labeled as criminal or terrorist activity, leading to continued police repression. Even after COINTELPRO was officially shut down in '71, surveillance of black activists continued. They even tried to sentence Angela Davis to death. They had no limits to what they would do to discredit our leaders, to assassinate our leaders. The FBI's actions weakened black-led movements, contributing to the deaths and imprisonment of key leaders. And now, with Cash Patel seated as the new J. Edgar Hoover wannabe, history seeks to repeat itself, but only if we let it. This is why knowing your history is so important. It is imperative that we learn from the mistakes of our ancestors. We will prevail over this hate. We will have our black liberation. We have to believe in each other. We have to resist choosing to divide ourselves. I will keep saying it until you get it. Our black unity is our first and only line of defense. I love you, black man. I love you, black woman. Knowledge is power. Power to the people.
So let me get this straight. They actually thought that Donald Trump's attorney general was going to release all of the information in regards to Jeffrey Epstein. So let me catch y'all up. On the campaign trail, Donald Trump promised his MAGA nuts that he was going to release the Jeffrey Epstein files, along with some other files, the JFK files, Martin Luther King. He was going to release all of these files. MAGA nuts have been drooling and salivating over the thought that they were going to learn all of the names that were in Jeffrey Epstein's files. Why? Because they believe those files are full of Democrats like Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. MAGA nuts turn a blind eye to all of these pictures and videos of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein being the best of buds. They ignore all of this, and they firmly believe that these people, this man, will not be in the Jeffrey Epstein files. It will be all Democrats. And so earlier in the week, Pam Bondi, Donald Trump's attorney general, went on over to Fox News and she said this.
Breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah. What you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well,
along with his co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for
his co-defendant. I'm guessing that they are talking about is Ghislaine Maxwell. And then when Jesse Waters says, and he had help, you're damn right he had help. This man right here helped him. He went to Mar-a-Lago to get the girls, according to testimony from the victims. Yeah, they would go to Mar-a-Lago to get the girls for Jeffrey Epstein. Anywho, so Pam Bondi made that announcement. The MAGA nuts were all excited because Donald Trump is coming through with a campaign promise. And then yesterday, all of these right-wing MAGA nut content creators / influencers had a meeting at the White House and they came out with these binders. All smiles, looks like they were gifted red hats, and they all came out with these binders. The binders have the seal, the Epstein Files Phase 1. They were all excited. They were all walking out proud with their chests poked out because they felt important. They were summoned to the White House and were trusted with this valuable information to get it out to the people. Well, one of them was at the airport and decided to start flipping through the binder. This is what they saw. Page after page after page.
again, for those just joining, I'm at the airport. This is literally my first live stream. Please bear with me. I've been in transit. I've had an extremely busy day meeting with all the people we love in Trump's cabinet. But I, like you, want to know as much about this information as possible. Sorry if I skip any pages. My fingers are a little dry. I'm trying to get all this out before my flight takes off. God bless Trump. God bless America. God bless his administration, Attorney General Pam Bondi and Kash Patel and others for having the courage to release this information. Again, I don't know what of this is new, but I know that there's a lot more evidence that is being secretly held in the Southern District of New York in either the FBI, DOJ, or some combination in their offices. And Pam Bondi has sent a letter demanding that it be sent to her tomorrow by 8 a.m. At that point, I imagine they will review the information.
I don't know about you, but I've seen those files. Those pages are very familiar to me. I saw something that looks exactly like that some years ago. And now a lot of the MAGA nuts are realizing out there on social media that the Trump administration is playing in their faces. And so they are dragging Pam Bondi. They are dragging Donald Trump. Laura Loomer is calling for Pam Bondi to step down. Was it Laura Loomer? It was somebody out there on social media calling for Pam Bondi to step down. I saw a post where one of the MAGA nuts was like, I think Pam Bondi needs to submit to Donald Trump 5 things that she did last week. Baby, they are not happy. So much so that Pam Bondi had to put out a letter. And in that letter, she is basically accusing the FBI from holding the information from her. And she has instructed Kash Patel to get information to her by 8 a.m. today. Now, I don't know what new lie, gaslighting lie that they have come up with overnight, but those of us who can critically think, those of us who look at this administration for the lying, grifting, corrupt individuals that they are, we know what we've seen, we know what we've heard, and we know that they will never release any real files of substance regarding Jeffrey Epstein.
But seriously, lobbies, as we all know, there has been an elected, who is probably going to be in charge of the FBI. And this got people reacting. So many people were oh, he's a good thing. He's going to do the job. He's the man for the job. And with his other colleague that was also elected and all of that. People have so many speculations and people have so many commentaries regarding if he's going to be the man to do the job or he's going to actually do it perfectly. But come to think of it, so many people actually, decided to make their own research, the way at which it is, and people that looks like me with their research and background. And that's one good thing about people that looks like me. They don't really follow the crowd. They take their time, try to know everything that has to be. And now, this sister, when I saw the first one, I stitched her video, and she was, talking about the historical thing and how this man, who is probably elected, who is probably was, is a wannabe, and even if people are so happy that he was the one that's going to be in charge, a lot of people are like, oh, he's going to come for celebrities, he's going to come for Diddy and Co. He's going to oh my goodness, they should actually hide themselves. They should move, But the thing is, I think Orange Man actually know what he's doing. He's probably electing and putting up people that is going to be answerable by him. This is what this woman is trying to like put up here. So he's just, trying to put people that is going to be answerable by him, people that will be loyal to him. Like the way at which people were actually rejoicing, I was thinking that, oh, okay, I think for the very first time, but when I now listen to this lady's explanation on the historical background concerning how it's as if history is about to repeat itself, it's already repeating. History is already repeating itself. Number one is that, you know, people that look like me might not. And the thing is that even if the history is repeating itself, there are so many people who probably had privilege before who might lose their privilege. I posted a video here one time about this sister, defining how some people stole the land from black people. A lot of people actually left commentaries talking about how she was lying or making it up, and so many people like this is the truth. You know, it all started. She was talking about how the Afro people were actually living in the land, and all of a sudden, you know, these people, what I even call them, maybe Mexican people or what have you, Siberians and all of that, came up, and the black people or Afro people that was actually living in the said land, first of all, accommodated them. They allowed them to come into their domain, into their land. And before you know it, they were all, getting along. And before you know it, some European Americans decided to come. And this Afro and these other people allow them too. But before you know it, the you know the Siberian people and also the colonizers, they came together and enslaved the darker people who was the real owners of the land. They chased them out, left some people, and after you know it, the people who happens to be the real colonizers also enslaved the Siberians after they must have got rid of these other people. Now, that is why you see the people getting deported, the deportations and all of that, getting so like shocked. Why? This is just history repeating itself. And for this lady to also come out, spill all of that, give all of her explanations, I was like, people shouldn't really rejoice, because they appointed this man. They should really be more aware, because a rich man already know, as in, he know exactly what he's doing. He know the people that is going to be loyal to him. He know the people that he's going to work with. He know what he's doing. This is something that he has been planning, over decades. Since 2016 to date, it has always been in place. I saw a lot of, people that looks like me celebrating and all of that. I was like, is this satire or something? It's just that things might actually going to be very difficult for both big, small, and center. It might be very easy if you are so influential, if you have wealth. Like, it's all about you have to make money. Money can pave ways for you right now. Money can pave ways. For them to implement something, a gold card, $5 billion. That means with money, you can buy everything. You can buy anything. You can do anything and get away with the money. So people shouldn't really rejoice. I saw someone making a post. Oh my God, Diddy, this man is coming for Diddy. Anyway, nobody knows if he's going to come and do the right thing and do the right job for the people. Then, congratulations, exactly what people want. People want people that will serve them, treat them right accordingly, without any form of discrimination. Exactly what people want. If they're going to do a good job and all of that, then good with it. If not, people really need to be very careful this time. They really need to do this. You need to abide by the rules and regulations. You need to follow suit. You need to not, show yourself too much because These guys know exactly what they are doing. They know what they want. They are just trying to fix things to benefit them. Like, they don't care about the promises. They don't care about people complaining about, oh, things are expensive, oh, grocery prices. No, 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 no. They care about how to better themselves, their families, friends, and all of that. You know. And this man, this wannabe, I didn't say that. The woman that I stitched her videos, like, he's a wannabe person who people really need to sit down and look at him closely, like look through him. It's not time for celebration yet. It's not time for, you might be surprised what he might actually turn out to be. You know? They said position, wealth, and all of that actually change people, influence people. The person which you think might actually that might do the right thing, if this person does not have a conscience, might even disappoint you. This is just how life is. This is just how I see life. You know? Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So guys, if you've not subscribed to this channel up to this extent, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.